I know. You're like, wait a minute. Why is she dancing? It's not Thursday. We do dance party on Thursday with obliterating obstacles. But here she is. It's Tuesday, and she's dancing to this same music. And what is happening? All right. I should turn that down. I can turn this down and still dance while I'm talking. Oh, I can. I think this works. All right. We are doing a 2-part series this week. The biggest obstacle, the number one thing that I hear from people all the time is, what do I talk about and how do I talk about it? So we're going to break it down into 2 parts. Today, you're going to get the what. Thursday, same time, same place, we're going to do the how. Okay, how do you talk about the thing that you're going to figure out today? All right, who's with me? You excited? All right, let me turn the music off. That was a pretty poor dance party, so I'll have to make it up to you on Thursday. We have so much content to get through today. It's going to be a good one. It's probably going to be a full half hour today, so just preparing you. Okay, you need paper and markers. Okay, this is very much a hands-on workshop type of event today. So get some paper, get some markers. Okay, and I know that there are some people who are attending just for the paper and markers, and let me tell you, I get that. I absolutely and totally get it. Okay, so here is where we're going to start. I need to know from you in the comments. Get ready to type. Even if you're sitting on your sofa and you're vegging out and you're super comfortable, you're about to get uncomfortable because we're going to take action today. I want to know, this is a yes or no, easy answer. I better get my comments ready to go so I can see the yeses and nos come in. Whether you're watching live or you're watching on the replay, I want you to tell me, have you ever wondered this question? Whether it's you're wondering it in your mind or you actually say it out loud, maybe you're even frustrated. What the heck am I supposed to talk about live? What am I supposed to talk about? I know I'm supposed to be on live, but what the heck am I supposed to talk about? Yes? Yes or no? Have you ever asked yourself that? Yes. Okay. I see yeses coming in the comments. Of course you have. We all have. I have. Okay. Here's what you need to know. If you can post, you can come up with topics for lives. In this video, in this training today, you are going to learn how to quickly and easily brainstorm an unlimited, without end list of topics to go live on. So I see Tammy's questions about every day, and I need a 365-day improv list. Okay. First of all, I don't have a 365-day improv list, but I do have 100. So if you want it, let me know and I'll give you the link. But I'm going to teach you today. You are going to learn today how to do this without me. Okay? Are you in? Are you excited? Okay, it's going to be awesome. I'm super excited. So here's what I need to know from you. What are you currently posting? That's the question. I don't care if it's in your group, on your page, on your personal profile, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you're posting, what types of things are you posting? Put some of those things in the comments. What are you currently posting today? Now, I'm hoping you're going to give me some specifics because we're going to use it here in a second. But I know that there are lots of different types of posts, right? So you're posting photographs, you're posting graphics, you're posting GIFs or GIFs, however you say it. You're sharing other people's contents. You're sharing quotes. What else? I'm missing some. You're doing color block text where you're doing a question. You're maybe doing long text. There's all sorts of different things. Okay. You guys are killing me here. Nothing. I'm posting nothing. All right. Tammy says, sometimes on Instagram, when something hits me, a short live in my Facebook group when I think I have something to say. Okay. Maybe I'm going to ask this question differently. Have you ever posted anything? That should be 100% yeses. I have posted at some point in my life. I have posted. Okay. Even if you're struggling with this, do you look at other people's posts? Do you engage with other people's contents? Do you sit back on your sofa at the end of the day and you scroll through and you engage and you look at posts and you respond and you give hearts and you comment and you do all of those things? You're doing this today. Okay. What I want you to do is this is where we're getting into the paper and markers. Get them ready. Okay. I know we have different people with different types of brains. So I'm going to show you 2 different ways to do this. Okay. The number one way is somebody who's, if you're more of a linear thinker, then I want you to draw something like this on your paper. So draw a T, and on this side, you're going to write posts. Okay. If you are not a linear thinker, then what I want you to do is draw a bunch of circles like this on your paper. Okay. Just do 5. Make sure you have some room because I'm going to talk about what you're going to do here in a second. So give yourself some room in between the circles. You can do it either way. Okay. Your pick. Whatever just speaks to that big, beautiful brain of yours. Okay. Even though I prefer this, I'm going to do this because I think it's easier for you guys to see. Okay. So what you're going to do is you are going to write out, hold on, I'm getting this ready so you can see this. You are going to write out, I want you to write out 5 posts that you've done anytime in your lifetime. Okay. We're going to keep this super simple. 5 posts that you've done. I want you to write them out. Okay. If you are doing the circle method, 5 posts, the word of the post just goes in here, 5 of them. Okay. So just because you guys are killing me here with the nothing. Okay. So I'm going to go back to Tammy's here on when I think of something and it hits me, then let's just do post. Don't do the short live. When you have something to say and it hits you, give me a specific example, Tammy, of something you've done like recently. Okay. I'm pretty sure I know who this is, but, boundaries. Okay. So we're going to write boundaries. Okay. You're going to write whatever 5 posts you've done. Okay. And Tammy says, I'm spending hours and hours looking at all the cool creative posts. Okay. We're going to talk about that in a second. I promise we're going to come back to it. Okay. So boundaries. What else have you posted anywhere, anytime, any place? I know it has to be more than just, I'm sure this is Susan's boundaries. Okay. The grieving process, caretaking. Okay. Yeah. Write each individual post down that you've done. Okay. Or put them in the circles. Either way. Okay. Since y'all are killing me here and not giving me comments, I'm going to pull up my own on my phone and we're going to do this. I know we're going to do, we did, in the Facebook group, we've had a couple of things posted. We had a question posted, which was how do you do, chats? We had somebody in the group post a photo and an intro photo. Okay, so I'm just writing these down. And then Robin shared that really cool quote about courage. Did you guys see that? That was pretty cool. Okay. Oh, Tammy, thank you, Tammy. Tammy says 4th of July. Yeah, we just had 4th of July here in the US, our Independence Day. Okay, so I know more are coming in now. Thank you. We'll use those in a second. Okay. For those of you that are using the circles, what I want you to do, once you get it written in each of the circles, is I want you to draw 3 of these little doohickeys, okay? And then I want you to draw a circle on the end of each one of those. I call these POW bubbles. This is how my brain works. It's easier. Okay. Those of you that have a list, just make sure you give yourself room over here. All right. Here's the bottom line. The bottom line is that you can turn any post that you do into a live video topic prompt by adding one thing. Does anybody have a guess as to what one thing you could add to any of these post topics to turn it into a live video? Oh, it's such a good question. And you're all just like scratching your heads and going, I don't know. Some of you maybe have seen me do this before. Tammy says a hook. You are very, very close. We're going to talk about that on Thursday. What comes after the hook, Tammy? This is so fun. I just love this. I love the waiting. And you're all just sitting there watching me wait in silence. It's so fun, isn't it? I love it. I love it. This definitely works better in Zoom, but we're working with it here on Facebook Live. Okay. Yes, it is a story. So Tammy's got it. A hook, call to action at the end, and in the middle is a story. A story. Yes, Gulnara, do not let me forget. We'll come back to purpose here in a minute. Okay. You are going to brainstorm stories for each of these that you could tell. Okay. That's why on this little, if you're doing it this way, 3 different stories for each topic prompt. Okay. So what kind of stories could you tell? All right. You can tell stories. You can tell your own stories. This happened to me. You can tell a story about a client. I had a client who this happened to them. You can tell somebody else's story. Your child, your spouse, your dog, your whoever that this happened to. Okay. Now, when you start thinking about that, you start to go, oh my gosh. So who wants an example? Okay. We are going to, just for the sake of all staying on the same place, we're going to use Robin's quote. So Robin posted a quote. It was much prettier than what I'm holding up here, but it basically said, courage is the resistance to fear, the mastery of fear, not the absence of fear. Oh my gosh, what a good quote, right? I love quotes. Everybody posts quotes. Okay, so now you have this gorgeous quote that you have posted at some point in your life, and now you're like, okay, I'm going to turn this into a live by adding a story. Is she crazy? Maybe so. That's debatable. Okay, so how could you do that? What story could you tell? Okay, so I'm going to hold this up just so you guys have something to think about. Okay, one of the stories you could tell is a time when you felt resistance to fear, when you resisted fear. Okay, Tammy says, swimming with sharks. That would definitely do it for me. Okay, a time when you mastered fear. A time when you had absence of fear. You can break it all down. You can talk about a time when you were courageous. And you could do all of those things talking about a client. A time when a client felt this, when you helped a client with this. A time when your child was scared of something and how you helped them overcome that. You could tell, you could even beyond stories, you could talk about why this quote resonates with you. There's a story in there that you're telling why this quote resonates with me. Okay. You could tell a story about why or how this quote ties into your niche. Why the heck are we talking about courage when we're talking about whatever it is that you've got going on here, like boundaries? Okay. Now, the key is, and we're going to get more into this on Thursday, like how the heck do you do that? And Thursday is when we'll get more into the hooks and the call to action and all of those kinds of things, okay? But what I want you to do for today is just start your list and start brainstorming different stories you can tell about each of these things, okay? Now, for those of you that like to stump me earlier on today and be like, nothing, I'm posting nothing. I got nothing going on. I'm not posting anything. Okay. But you are consuming other people's content. So that's the second way you can do this. You can look at other people's content and say, how could I repurpose that? You're probably doing it already. You're probably seeing posts and you're sharing it, or you're seeing posts and you think, ooh, I could do that in my space, but I might have to change a few things. And so here's how I would change it. It's totally cool. But what I want you to start doing is saying, ooh, this is a really good post from XYZ guru that I like. How could I turn this into a live? How could I use this concept and go live and talk about something? By telling a story. What story can I do? So you're going to brainstorm all the different other people's posts that you like, and then what stories could you tell about those particular posts? Okay, so let me ask you this question. Earlier, we asked and you guys shared all of the different things that you're posting. What type of content do you engage with? So whether it was this morning and you were on, or last night and you were on, or 3 days ago over the weekend, you likely saw some posts and engaged with it. What were they about? Tell me what kind of posts they were. Okay, so let me see here. Oh my gosh, I know who this is. Even though I can't see your name, May. Changing a tire on the side of the Autobahn. This was a story that she could tell that definitely came into this. Okay, so inspiration posts that you engaged with. Yes. Okay, so now do you see how you can take an inspiration post, whether it's a quote or you guys got this, motivation, any of these are going to be this kind of thing. What is it about that quote that you can then tell a story about? The easiest one is why you like that quote. What are you motivated by? What are you inspired by? What else would you do? Tell me how you could take a post that you saw recently and turn it into a live. What could you talk about? We'll get into how, we'll get into all the structure and all of that, but just at a concept place, what could you talk about it? Okay, I'm also seeing human design, yes. Boundaries, yes. Questions and answer, easy answers. Ooh, these make fun lives. Because you tell a story about what do you think about? What story do you have? You guys have hundreds and hundreds of stories. I recently watched a video. It was over the weekend, and this guy said, "For those of you that think you lack stories, or you don't have any stories, or maybe you even think you're a bad storyteller, the reality is that it's that you just aren't collecting stories. You're not writing them down." So I would tell you to go and get a notebook. And here I am saying, bring your paper, bring your markers. And now I'm going to say, go get a notebook. Yes, I am absolutely feeding your office supply addiction. But go and get a special notebook. I have a notebook. It's back in the corner. I don't know if you can see it right there. That's my idea notebook. Start a notebook, start a journal where you just put inspiration for ideas. Posts that you like, stories that happen to you. You might have a story that happens to you. If you feel something, if you feel emotion, that's a story you can talk about in a live. Now, you might not have all the details figured out, but you want to collect those stories and you want to make sure that you are storing them somewhere so that you have an unlimited supply of motivation and ideas and topic prompts to go to. Right? So even if you're like, I've got a book, I'm not posting anything, you are seeing other people's posts. So just scroll for 1 minute and you're going to find posts that you're going to be like, ooh, that's good. How could I turn this into a live? What story could I tell about this? That's all you got to do. It is literally that simple. Okay, so I want to know what questions you have about just this first part. How do I come up with my list? Where am I getting my inspiration? How am I pulling all of this together? Type them in the comments, and I'll answer them before we wrap up here today. Now, here's what I will say to those of you that if you really truly struggle with this, if even sitting here listening to this, you're like, I don't even know what my posts are. I don't even have a strategy around that. Or I'm comfortable posting, but I just go blank when I think about what to talk about. So you all might want to consider booking a power boost call with me. Right? It is a 1-hour call. Well, actually it's 45 minutes and then we wrap it up. But it is a single session and it's like a fuel injection into your business. We can brainstorm social media posts. We can brainstorm story ideas, video ideas. The whole thing is to tap in to my brain, put my brain on your business, and let me help you come up with all of this stuff. You will leave with as many as we can possibly get done in that period of time. Okay, so the link for that is up above if you want to book one of those. I'm doing 50% off all through July. You don't have to conduct the session in July. You just have to pay for it in July to get the 50% off. Okay. Okay. What else was I going to say? No questions are coming in. You guys you're all busy doing this, aren't you? You're all writing and scrambling and having fun. I would be too. Here's what I want you to think about. Video is just another type of social media post. I know that's a lot to wrap your head around, but that's how I want you to consider it, is that it's not this big, ugly, scary thing that you're overthinking about. It's no different than a photo, a quote, a text, a share, anything else that you're doing in social media. It is part of your overarching strategy. When you make it big and scary, that's when you start to get into the fight or flight mode because, oh my gosh, that live is so scary. And then that's where the nerves come in, and that's when you don't do it. Okay, so think about it like it's just another type of post. It just happens to be me being on camera telling a story about something that inspired me that will also inspire my viewers. Okay? All right, no questions are coming in. So let me give you your homework. I want you to do this. I want you to do this activity either way, the POW bubbles or the list, either way. And I want you to come up with five posts that you either have done or you've seen from somebody else's that you really liked. And then for each post, I want you to come up with 3 different possible stories that you could tell. You're not going to tell the story. You're not going to do anything other than brainstorm 5 posts that you either did or you saw, and then 3 stories for each one. So if you're doing the POW bubbles, 3 different stories that you could tell for each one. What I want you to look for is the ones that stump you, the ones that are hard, where you're like, okay, I came up with a post, but I can't think of a story. I just can't think of one. And that's what I want you to bring to Thursday. Once you get your map out, whichever way you do this, snap a picture of it, post it in the group. It's not about judgment. It is just accountability to making sure that you do this homework. Okay. Now, Thursday will be part 2 of this. And on Thursday, we are going to talk about how to talk about this. Now that I have all of this, what do I do with it? I will also recommend, while we're at this point, we are doing a Go Live challenge at the end of the month. So Go Live challenge is the week of the 24th. It is 5 days. It is a super fun way to learn how to do this activity and really how to then create and model the actual live that you're going to conduct. You're going to learn hook, story, call to action, which is what came up earlier when we were brainstorming, or not brainstorming, we were talking about this. Those of you that have been with me as we did purpose statements, you're just going to simply add purpose statements into that model. Hook, purpose statement, story, call to action. Okay? So sign up for the Go Live Challenge. It is free. And if you know anybody that you think would find value in this, somebody who isn't doing lives, a friend, a colleague, a client, invite them, have them join us. Okay? Those that have done it before, do it again, because practice helps. Practice helps. Okay. Here is what I want you to stop doing and start doing. Stop complaining and groaning and catastrophizing live video. Oh God, this thing is awful. What am I going to do? What am I going to say? How am I going to talk about it? Ugh. And instead, I want you to think, okay, it's just another post. It's just another part of my social media strategy. If I can create a post on all of these different things, then I can go live. I just got to tell a story. Take the pressure off yourself. It really is as easy as that. Okay. All right, everybody. Let me know if you got questions. We'll see you on Thursday for part 2. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye, guys.